I was 15 with a drawbridge for a chest. Every hand that reached for me, I read as conquest. My mother left her crown beside the door. My father was a legend I stopped waiting for.
So I built a round table for one, called myself the king of no kingdom. Then you walked in like you already knew. The castle was empty and the throne had room for two.
I was 15 with a body like a siege. Every morning was a war I fought to breathe. They said remission like a spell that wouldn't hold. I learned to love in chapters never told. So I read about the queens who loved too hard, Guinevere with mud beneath her nails. And I thought if I could just be brave enough, maybe love would outlast what fails. And you looked at me like I was worth the staying, and I looked at you like you were worth the risk. Two broken kids with borrowed crowns, playing Camelot in the wreckage of it. We were the last kingdom, built on bandaged hands and borrowed time. You were my Excalibur, I pulled you from the stone of my own mind. And we swore we'd hold the table, even when the wood began to rot. You said forever was a myth, I said so are we.
And look how far we got.
I never learned the language for I'll stay. My mouth was built for doorways, not for grace. But you taught me that a man who flinches can still hold something holy in his shaking hands. Every time you got too quiet, I'd feel the drawbridge start to close.
And I'd have to choose between my ruins and the only person who called them home. I never told you half of what I carried, the appointments and the blood work and the math of counting months like coins inside a fountain, wishing for a longer path. But you made the kingdom feel like it would hold, even when my body wouldn't keep. And I loved you like a legend loves its ending, knowing someone beautiful would wait.
And you held me like I wasn't disappearing, and I held you like you never learned to stay. Two broken kids who built a world and knew the sword would break the stone someday. We were the last kingdom,
Built on bandaged hands and borrowed time.
you were my Excalibur,
I pulled you from the stone of my own mind.
and we swore we'd hold the table, even when the wood began to rot. You said forever was a myth,
I said so are we. And look how far we got. My love, my king of the empty throne, you were never abandoned. You were the only one brave enough to be alone.
and when the siege finally takes me, don't you dare let the castle fall. You were whole before you met me, I just helped you remember, that's all. We were the last kingdom,
Built on bandaged hands and borrowed time.
you were my Guinevere,
With dirt beneath your nails and stars aligned.
and I'll hold the table steady.
Even now the wood is turned to dust.
You said forever was a myth,
But myths are just the things that outlive us.
and I'll tell them about